Jason Aaron and Javier Garron head back in time as the Soldier Supreme of World War II becomes marooned on an island while being stalked by a killer from the deepest depths of hell. Jason Aaron begins his new story arc set within the huge Mephisto multiverse storyline he's been telling and introduces us to the new user of the Eye of Agamotto, who also has deep ties to the magical side of the Marvel Universe and to Mount Wundagore. Apart from that, this issue was just a really fun period piece action-filled issue that, while not pushing the overall plot of Mephisto taking over universes and remaking them in his image, it did give us an idea on the people Mephisto is targeting, like the magical users and people who've used the Eye of Agamotto, which is one of his weaknesses. It was also a lot of fun seeing the present day Avengers briefly show up to aid Sebastian in key moments in his battle with the devil, but also stick to the shadows and not outrightly show themselves, just giving him the idea that there is a larger battle at play that he is a part of. Because of that, I'm hoping we actually get to see more of Soldier Supreme in the future, since I rather enjoyed his character and it was cool seeing Marvel have their own proper Sergeant Rock and not just having to rely on stuff like the Howling Commandos, and there actually be a character who is a soldier who deals with the more supernatural side of World War II. Javier Garron keeps on with his fantastic and colourful artwork, and this issue he basically gets to redesign everything fresh, with some really cool looking monsters like the U-Boat 666, and I love his simple design for Soldier Supreme, but one that reminds me of things like Wolfenstein thanks to his weird magical flesh gun, and I loved his designs for Blade and Man-Thing and Ghost Rider at the end of the book. They look fantastic. The Avengers issue 57 was an absolute blast of an issue, taking a trip through time and introducing us to some interesting new characters and events tied into the ever-growing Mephisto storyline Aaron has been building for some time now. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. The Avengers issue 57 goes back in time to 1943, where Sebastian Zardos, the Soldier Supreme, begins his search for a rumoured new secret weapon Hitler has, plunging into cold waters of the Irish Sea as he knows that this isn't some factory-made weapon, it's one that comes from Hitler's Thule Society. As he descends into the cold depths, he remembers how he became the way he did after astral assassins killed his entire squad in the Himalayas, but thanks to the magic in his blood, he was able to kill them all, and he was found by the Ancient One. Soldier soon finds U-Boat 666, the demonic submarine made out of cursed metals and enchanted Leviathan bones. He begins shooting at it with his living gun, as later the soldier awakens on an island, found by a squad of soldiers who tell him he sank the U-Boat and got revenge for them all. Sebastian wonders where he is, as the men tell him he is shipwrecked on an island just like they are, and they rescued him as he kept mumbling about the U-Boat. They think that the Nazis went down with it, but Sebastian knows there wasn't any crew on board, and it doesn't mean something didn't survive. The men don't know what he's talking about, wanting to know about the strange dog tags he wears, as well as the fleshy gun that they swear they saw breathing. Sebastian thinks it's best they don't know, telling them they aren't safe while he is there. He goes to leave as Phil is knocked unconscious by something. The squad rush to help, thinking he was shot by a sniper, as Phil's eyes turn red as he is possessed by a demon, launching himself at Soldier Supreme. Sebastian defends himself from the man's gunfire as the squad try and hold Phil down, but Sebastian knows it won't matter as the possession on Phil fades and Steve is taken over by the demon, shooting Phil dead as he fires on Sebastian again, asking if his mission is becoming clear yet, wondering if he can see he's the only one who can save the lives of these men. Sebastian tells them to run away as the demon demands Sebastian give him the Eye of Agamotto or be prepared to kill every soul on the island. With no choice, Soldier Supreme shoots down Steve, killing the man as he demands the others leave, otherwise they will be next. Weeks later, after all of the soldiers have been killed, Sebastian buries them all, knowing that this won't have even stopped the demon, asking how he ends this. Ancient One says that this is no common demon that stalks him, and it's the archfiend of the Netherworld, and to exorcise a spirit like that, it will be a struggle unlike any he has faced. Sebastian just wants to get on with it, learning that they need to uncover the demon's true name and that this is the only way to uphold power on him, and then they'll need to lay hands on the body it has possessed. Sebastian is suddenly attacked by a Nazi fighter, wondering how the hell he is meant to get up to a possessed pilot. He calls out to the demon, wanting to know its name, as a few fiery birds from the Phoenix Force tell him the demon's name is Mephisto. Nearby, a huge German army invades the beach, told by their commander to find the American wizard and kill him. A comms officer tells the commander that their troopers on the other side of the island have been under heavy mortar fire as a Starbrand bomb is dropped on the Nazis, blowing them all up. In the sky above, the German fighter fighters are cut down by Valkyrie as the battleships train their guns into the sky, while Thor unleashes a hurricane of lightning and thunder upon them, ripping the ship apart. Soldier Supreme meanwhile makes his way through the jungle and soon finds a fighter plane just sitting on a tarmac as Captain Marvel watches from the brush, knowing the fighter will do for their Soldier Supreme. Sebastian takes off and engages the pilot in a dogfight as Mephisto compares him to a worm who has no comprehension of his own insignificance, and years from now no one in the world will even remember him. Sebastian opens fire as Mephisto tells him the amulet on the other hand is destined to be a great nuisance to him in the years to come, which is why he is there to make sure it is destroyed. Mephisto manages to shoot down Sebastian's plane, but Sebastian intended this to happen, blowing open the canopy and jumping from the plane. Mephisto continues to gloat about how Soldier Supreme won't be remembered, but Sebastian calls out to the demon, jumping onto the plane and using the power of the Eye of Agamotto to exorcise the demon from the pilot and plane. In the aftermath, Sebastian rests next to the downed aircraft as Ghost Rider in his Hell tank rolls up onto the beach, apologizing to Sebastian for taking so long since the Nazis unleashed a squad of vampire Luftwaffe on the Eastern Front. Blade and War Thing arrive as well, wondering if Soldier is ready to get back to being part of the secret invaders or if he's found himself a new crew. Sebastian isn't sure what he found on the island, but thinks that they were some avenging angels. As the Quinjet streaks across the sky above, Sebastian says that all he knows in his gut is that it's telling him that the other heroes are fighting a war that is much bigger than theirs, and they better be ready to lend a hand.